We did receive a few questions that we'd like to respond to. The first one is, do you have ideas on how FCC could help promote agriculture in addition to Ag More Than Ever? Consumer perceptions and public trust are vital to Canadian agriculture and the food industry. This is one of the reasons why FCC joined forces with like-minded partners to establish Ag More Than Ever and to invest in efforts like Canada's Agriculture Day, which is held each February. In addition, we also feel that we can play a direct role in helping build public trust for our industry in areas such as sustainability and corporate social responsibility. In 2019-2020, we began to communicate our CSR story under the umbrella of what we stand for. And we launched 3 impact statements that clearly state what we're up to. And you would have heard those from our board chair, Jane Hoffort, during her comments. Our 3 impact statements are: we contribute to the strength and future of the agriculture and agri-food industry. We partner to reduce hunger and enrich rural Canada. And we operate sustainably and support our customers to do the same. We live into the first 2 statements through our core programs offers of financing knowledge, as well as other initiatives like FCC Drive Away Hunger program that brings communities and the food industry together to support food banks across Canada. In response to the third statement, FCC is taking steps to reduce our corporate environmental footprint ourselves, and we'll be striving to assist the industry to build on the already solid sustainability record with innovative financing, enhancing farm record keeping with our Ag Expert management software, and ensuring that underrepresented participants, such as Indigenous communities, have the support to expand their farming operations as well. As these activities come to life, our intent is to help share this great success stories that we see from coast to coast. We have already accomplished a lot of good work in this area, and there's still more work to do, and we look forward to contributing to that. The next question is, how will FCC work to understand the evolving needs of our industry and support the agriculture and food sector to survive and thrive in the future? At FCC, we've been closely monitoring the impact of the COVID pandemic on the agriculture and food sector and have already responded with a number of enhanced offers to meet the immediate needs of our customers and the industry. Being the only lender 100% focused on the Canadian agriculture and food industry also helps us ensure that we stay current on what the sector is facing. And so whether it's from our regular interactions with our over 100,000 customers, to our commitment to maintaining open communications with industry associations and partners, to the insights we gain from our very strong ag economics team, we feel we're well positioned to recognize and respond to the future needs of the industry. So these are unique times, and we're intensely focused on what the industry could be facing in the near term. Think the next 6 to 9 months, while also ensuring that we don't lose sight of the longer-term needs of the industry so that we can achieve those great goals that we've set, whether it's increasing domestic food sales or capturing an even bigger piece of that international food export pie. This is what we do at FCC, and I'm confident that you'll see activities in all of these areas in the year to come. Next question. Can you comment on the trends in the price of agriculture land, and are our values justified and sustainable? Over the past several years, the demand for agricultural land has been strong, and in some cases that demand has significantly exceeded the supply available for purchase. This high demand, in conjunction with lower interest rates, has contributed to the constant and steady increase in land values. In 2019, the average value of farmland increased by 5.2%, and this increase followed gains of 6.6% in 2018 and 8.4% in 2017. By comparison, the change in national average farmland values is nowhere near where the record increases observed in 2012 and 2013, with the national average values climbing by 19.5% and just over 22% respectively. So 2019 represents a much more modest rate of increase. In terms of assessing affordability, we often use a price to revenue ratio or a price per acre of farmland compared to the anticipated crop receipts, and then compare that against long-term trends. Looking at 2019 and comparing that revenue to current farmland values relative to the 15-year average, it would be fair to say that the affordability has declined over the past few years in many areas of the country. Essentially, the rate of increase in farmland values is slowing, but not at the same pace as moderating revenues. The big question is, are we concerned that a farmland value asset bubble exists? And I would say not at this time. However, we do anticipate a further slowing in the pace of increase for Canadian farmland values. And barring any major unexpected increase in interest rates or a major reduction in farm revenues, we do not foresee lower farmland values in the year ahead. Next question. With Canadian agriculture facing historically large transition of farm ownership, What are you seeing as it relates to the next generation of farmers, and what role might FCC play in facilitating this transition? First of all, I can confirm two very important factors as it relates to this question. One, the family farm model remains very strong, with 98% of Canadian farms being family-owned and operated. Some are multi-family, some multi-generational, some big, some small, but the family farm model remains a pillar of our industry. Secondly, we have a solid number of young men and women actively farming in Canada. This is confirmed by trends in the farm survey and from the over $3.9 billion of new loans FCC provided to farmers and agribusiness entrepreneurs under the age of 40 this past year. With these two important factors, it's true that there is a significant transition of ownership taking place on Canadian farms right now. I've seen estimates that $65 billion in farm assets will need to transition over the coming decade. In many cases, the multi-family, multi-generational farm structure will be a key to this successful transition by enabling what can best be described as a transition process over multiple years versus a more traditional transition event over one. Given the large value of assets in play, this gradual transition is going to be very important, but really, there is no one-size-fits-all here. At FCC, we recognize the important role that we play in this space, starting with the tailored financial solutions to meet the needs of the new and developing farm owners, whether it's our starter loan, young farmer loan, young entrepreneur loan, or transition loan products. They're all intended to meet this need. We also have a comprehensive knowledge offering of resources and materials and seminars to help set up new producers with business and managerial knowledge that will contribute to their future success. Finally, FCC's advisory services team supports farm operators through successful transition to another operator or the next generation by providing coaching and connection with other advisors, resources, and services, including accounting, legal, and financial planning advice. These in-person advisory services help customers have those essential conversations about the future of their operation, and we can also offer those through online consultations. As you can see, there's a lot happening at FCC to support the successful transition of Canada's farms to the next generation because it's important for the long-term health of our industry. Next question. Where are the biggest opportunities in agriculture in the next 5 years? I'm an optimist by nature, and I see a lot of opportunity for the Canadian agriculture and food sector in the next 5 years and beyond. At home, we have a renewed sense of understanding how important the agriculture and food industry is to Canada and a desire to buy Canadian whenever possible. I anticipate this is going to drive investment in areas such as greenhouses and food processing to meet this growing demand for Canadian food products. At the same time, Canada has an opportunity to become a global food superpower based on world population projections, a growing global middle class, our trade access, and driven by our ability to grow an abundance of premium quality, safe, sustainable, and healthy food. How do we capitalize on this opportunity? First, we have to market the full Canadian plate. We have a huge country with a diversity of food products to sell and ample opportunity for all sectors to grow and prosper. This means leveraging our diversity and selling the products from every sector into both domestic and international markets, whether it's animal proteins, plant proteins, grains and oilseeds, fruits and vegetables, ingredients, or finished food products. There's more value in the whole than there is in the sum of the parts. We also need to own the podium from an advocacy perspective. Champion our industry, both leaders and new players. Invest in increasing our production, our processing, and enhancing our logistics. And finally, we need to be that global leader in sustainable food production. Doing these things will be great for Canadian farmers, agribusiness, agri-food operators, while also contributing to Canada's overall economic success.